Okay, so over the next couple of minutes I'm going to go through my latest template Patana. There is a free version and a pro version. The pro version is $129. The free version you still get all the great bits of the infrastructure, but less of the functional elements that I'm going to talk about now. It's got so many benefits. They're all up on screen now. We're going to go through them one by one, and then at the end of all of that I'm going to explain and show how this looks in a daily workflow. I hope you enjoy. Let's get started with streams. Streams in their most basic form are a grouping mechanism, and they're an excellent way to direct your content around your system. They flow things into relevant search queries and put things into context in the right views. They are your hidden infrastructure. Vaults are a target location and they keep your content safe. They also keep your content out of sight and out of mind until needed, and they are used primarily by the functions. Smart pads have a few little functions, but one of which is to clean and self-organize itself. The idea here is that smart pads is like an inbox zero. You can clear your smart pad, everything will self-organize itself into the right places. They can also auto-link anything to the project that they are associated with. They are contextually relevant. They are planning spaces and capture spaces. Snips are templates that are separate from your super tags, and they are worked in pair with the smart pad. They are used for rapid deployment of quick execution tasks and objectives, and they can create project structures in minutes. Views are more commonly known as contextual dashboards. They are pulling in relevant content to what your focus needs. You choose to set these up however you want by adding different things into the relevant streams, but it's going to pull in all actions, finances and resources that are related to this focus. Intelligent status is where the parent sources are updated in a smart cascading level. What it can do is, if you have an action that's driving the system, it can automatically activate the objective and also the project when you activate the action. Therefore, you do not need to go around and add multiple clicks to update the statuses for the different variants. You've got a one-click update for the whole hierarchy. It's not quite a graph view, but this is a way we can visually manage our schema and just drag and drop super tag references into each card to set up, add or remove from each stream. We also have a three-dimensional linking system that links your vault, origin and focus, which means it's saving where it's supposed to go to, where it was created, and what it's directly linked to. This way you can have a system that automatically links itself to all the relevant places. And finally, all of this is packaged up into a setup that requires 15 minutes or less. I'm going to take you through the next steps, which is all about how I use the focus streams in my day-to-day. It's designed in a way that keeps you in the zone and uses the today page as your main command center. It all starts really where I sit at my desk in the morning and I come straight to this little button, which is bring all active tasks to my daily view. This is going to bring anything that needs my attention for today to the today page. So let's start with that. I can see here that I've got two tasks that need my attention, both are scheduled for today. One of them I'm actually going to reschedule for tomorrow because I don't need to do it right now. So now that's rescheduled, I can actually hit this button for clean and organize to refocus my daily page, and what that's going to do is send anything that's not relevant away. So we're left with gathered brand assets, so we're going to open this guy up, we'll make him active, and we can see that there's a little checkbox that's appeared, so that we've got this nice natural progression of things. We can tick these guys off and close this down, and we can tick off gather client brand assets, and we can see that the icon updates accordingly. What we can also do is, from this point, we can go to views, because nothing else is coming into our day page. So we can go to views and we can have a look at our daily view. This will bring up any relevant actions. So I can clearly see there's nothing here right now. And what I can do is go straight into my project. So in this instance, I'm going to create a new project. So this is going to be website design, another website design. We'll mimic what we had before, and I'll tag it with project, and we can see automatically that this pops up, but I'm going to click on missing company so that we can set up the links for the company. So straight away to the field, company, add Simon creates, and then I can hit this little button for view to close down the fields and give me presented back with my tab menu that we're familiar with from my previous template. So this now gives us a clear definition of what we're working with. Color plays in a big role throughout the whole system. What it's actually doing is showing you places of work, active areas, or it's showing you icons that can give you commands to progress you further forward in whatever you're doing. Grey icons are always going to be representative of search queries or things that you do not need to necessarily go into, for example, the views. This is where we have a little bit of fun with the SmartPad. A SmartPad is contextually relevant, it understands where it is, what it's doing, and if you add anything here, it's going to automatically sort itself into the right areas and it will place itself accordingly. So if I want to set up a objective, for example, I can turn around and set schedule I could always set this up as a deliverable, and that should place it in the related content block on the right. Now the SmartPad knows that's happening, it's all linked up accordingly according to the focus and according to the origin, and we can now hit this little button to clean the SmartPad. SmartPads can be treated like inbox 0, but it will only send content and tagged items that are linked into the system and set up in the system. So this is where the streams come into play, and the SmartPad is directing everything through the different streams. What we have in a bit more detail is we have a calendar, which is where we can go to plan everything, so we can expand this and we can see that we have a deliverable down here that we want to schedule something for. But this is something that happens over a few days, and the intention here is to have actions that are driving the system, and these are tasks. So deliverables are something that will contain multiple tasks, but actions is what is going to drive the system and also what's going to give us all these nice progress bars at the end of the day. So from this point, we're actually going to introduce something called Snips. And Snips are accessed through this menu at the top, and we're going to go down to this action Snips, which is a list that pops up a related content block on the right, and it gives us these options. I can either create a new one, which I'll go into in another video, but we can drag gather design materials over here and it will automatically set this up as a task with a preset task list with checklist items all included, and we can actually start going through that if we want to. You can schedule it for another time and we can set the date for today if we chose, and I can actually now clear this, and if I really wanted to at a later point today, come back and I can pull it straight to the today page. So now this is live, we're working on it, and because this is live and we're working on it, if I now hit active, it's going to set something special. It's going to create some, if I now set this to active, it's going to do something special. I now don't need to hit active for the task and the project. I can hit active and it will automatically update the project to say that we have an active task in play, and that's what's happening there. In this instance, I'm going to complete this straight away, and you'll see that it's not going to complete the project, it's going to just put it into next because there's nothing else that's active. We have a system that can use preset lists as variations versus having to have separate super tags for all these individual things. We can take this a step further by going to objectives, and we can see that we have these different phases now. I'm going to drag one of these over, and you'll see in the objectives it will create a couple of objectives, but it will also create a few actions as well. So we'll just drag discovery phase over, and we can see that we have now a tasks list set up with checklist items all included, and everything is all linked up according. The smart pad can now hit that away, and we can see that we have the discovery phase down here, and we go to actions and we can see that these tasks are all set up. They're not defined by a date right now because we have a due date that needs to be filled, so we can go back to calendar, set up the discovery phase as everything that we needed to go by, and we can define dates for these items now by planning accordingly. The intention is to keep you quick and easy and accessible to all of your content, but also so that nothing gets forgotten. If all of a sudden something is randomly not connected, it won't send it anywhere, so you're never going to lose something, but the system will recognize that something isn't sent, and it will tell you. We have a bring all active tasks to view again, but nothing's coming through, so we can clean the daily view, and what it will do is actually send that project to its vault. The whole system works on a vault library, where you send all your content through to here. Here you have a few different options. We also have a schema, which will allow you to access all of your content from here. We have streams organized by different types, which means you can take things like projects and add them directly into the streams. The intention is that when you hover over this stuff, you'll be able to see that we have a stream ventures, and if we hover over hobby, we can see stream pursuits. So that's everything for now, and as I said, there'll be some deep dives over the next few weeks to talk about this further, talk about the infrastructure, why I've chosen to set the functions up the way that I have, the methodology. We can go into more details from the questions that people are going to ask. The template is available now on the links in the descriptions, and I think in true Tana fashion, I'll just say bye.